All right, here is the Andre Dawson collection being introduced by my son, whose name is Dawson. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
All right, we're going to take a look at an Andre Dawson collection that I've been working on since I was about his age, and he's 8, and that is every Andre Dawson card ever made. We went by this book here, the Beckett Alphabetical Checklist. If you'll remember that from back in the day when Beckett was probably a little more important. But this is still the standard for looking up every single card ever made. Now, oddballs are in a different album, and those would be down here. We have all those, of course, as well. That's you're talking about, food issues and, Topps Tiffany and Donruss Canadian and Leaf and Kmart and Circle K and all these other cards that I have. These are, if it was listed in Beckett, we're gonna get it, and we've got them all, starting with the rookie, of course. So that's the first one, and then we come to every issue since. We won't go through them all, but I did want to kind of give a look here for those that are working on this, of kind of ways to organize it. Would be curious to hear in the comments how you organize yours. This is the second card, the Rookie Cup. It's followed by 79 and then 80. After 80, we got other brands. We got Donruss, Fleer, and then Topps. It was pretty simple back then. You only had 3. And that's why getting every Andre Dawson was attainable, if not, certainly not easy, but you could do it. There weren't 1,000 different brands. You only had a few each year. And as you'll see later, when we get into the 90s, you had a lot of parallels, and that's when it really got hard. But to start off, you're just getting every year Donruss, Topps, Fleer through most of the 80s, and you get traded to the Cubs, so you'll have your Topps traded cards. You'll notice 2 of the same famous 87 wood grain, Fleer and Fleer update. And you get into the All-Star card. That's right. Yeah. I think that was my first one I ever got. I kept it. So you see a little dinged corner there. That's kind of just a nostalgia piece to say that was my first Hulk card. 89, 88, you got a bunch more. You got your Upper Deck came into play. Score, Leaf, Ultra, all overproduced, nothing major. But then you start to see things like this where you have, 3 cards in one set, and it just kind of goes from there. Gold Parallel. Again, you got the 3 92 Topps cards. You had to get them all. There was no, you don't take it off if it's easy. You got to get them all. So we left everything on here, and we've got them all. I'll show you at the end the last one and the most difficult one to obtain, and it may not be what you think. This was a big one, the finest, of course, the finest refractor we have, which we'll look at that in a moment. These first day issues, Stadium Club, were hard to get. You'll see all the gold signature, silver signature. Now he's on the Red Sox now. So you're looking at the 1994 range. There's a 94 finest refractor. You kind of see the rainbow effect there. Those were tough. And again, you're getting into all kind of different parallels here that were hard to get. That gold signature was a tough one, 95. All right, so now he's with the Marlins, and we're really on the home stretch here. And this was, these were very hard to come by. Some of these 95 special edition gold, I remember being a tough one. Another finest refractor. Those are drying up. These were tough. Artist proof. Another gold signature. Those were always a bear to find. Here's a really tough one. What's the difference between this one and this one? Can you spot it?
That's silver. Well,
yeah.
that's
little rainbow.
Yeah.
Artist proof. It's funny how many different brands use artist proof. It's not there's a Score using it right there. Select. Again, so a lot of those. Now this page, if you're a Dawson collector, you're trying to get them all, you're certainly going to know this set. This is the 96 Select Certified, in which he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 issues. Now 2 of them we'll look at in a moment, but you had the base, the red, the blue, the artist proof again. That's the mirror red, and you'll note a little difference from the actual red, and then on the back you'll see it actually says on there mirror red. Now, the way they broke that down was the mirror reds were 90 produced, the blue were 45, and the gold was 30. Now, sounds like nothing now. You may get that in a pack at Walmart now, not even blink, a card numbered to 30. But back in 1996, that was tough to get. And if you were an Andre Dawson collector and you wanted to get them all, there were only 30 in the world. So they do not come up often. I think the last one I saw went for about $2,000. And one of my favorite Andre Dawson stories to tell is my brother always was looking for that card. He could never find it. We eBay searched on it for 20 years. Finally, he saw one in an auction. And of course, it was a PSA 10, which meant not only are you paying for the gold, but you're paying for the big boy. I think there's pop two of those. Anyhow, the auction was only at a couple $100, which I won't admit on camera what I was willing to pay, but it got up there pretty hard, and I threw in a snake bid for more than I care to admit, and it almost maxed it out. But I thought to myself, I'll never forgive myself if I don't get this gold, because I'll never see it again. And I was right. I have not seen another one for sale since, and that was about 8 years ago. So you get a chance to get one of these playing years cards, you can't miss it. So one more year of the playing years to finish out the collection, and we've got the Thunderclap, which you may have seen, the Gold Medallion Thunderclap. Those are just impossible to find. First pitch preview, I've noticed a standard first pitch preview card, $3, $4, $5, $6. A star will go for 10 or 20, but some of these who the players, your Will Clarks, your Juan Gonzalez, Lenny Dykstra, these type, because it's the last rare of a playing year card, they'll go for just untold money. So if you're ever digging through a dollar box and see a Paul Molitor first pitch preview, you might want to snag it. People like myself will pay for those to complete collections like this. There's only so few that are really, really rare, and that's certainly one of them. There's another one, the Platinum Medallion. That was one of the last ones I got to go with the Gold Medallion. And then the end of the book, and that's it. So that's every Andre Dawson ever made. I told you I'd share with you the last one. This actually, I've been waiting to make this video because I could never find, believe it or not, the 96 Leaf Signature Series Press Proof Platinum. That's a tongue twister, and that is a hard one to get. But that was the last one we got. So now we have them all. Of course, you can always work on the years of 98 to present, and I've started doing that. The oddball is a tough one as well. Again, those are your not listed in Beckett, kind of your off-the-wall issues. Those are fun too. But as far as the whole collection, that was it, and that is every Andre Dawson card ever made. Hope you enjoyed. If you have collections similar, I'd love to hear about it. If you need any, love to hear about it in the comments. I do have a few extras, but that's it from finish all the way back to the start. Thanks for watching.